I hope everybody's doing good. We have a massive geomagnetic storm coming, and honestly, it's pretty shocked, right? Because an M8 is intense and it's strong, but it's not an X class. So, interestingly enough, I made the assumption myself that if this is going to be pretty strong, it's because it's directly facing us, and that's what's happening, right? This massive CME was literally facing us, and it was definitely strong. It was from sunspot region 4299. It was an M8.1, so definitely strong if you ask me. And of course, we had type 2 and type 4 radio emissions were registered along with the coronal dimming, which are all typical signs that a coronal mass ejection was launched. That is why we had crazy earthquake activity. 150 earthquakes in one spot alone. That's pretty freaking intense if you ask me. And I know many people are definitely feeling it. I'm working on other videos as well, so we're working hard here. You're going to see Schumann resonance activity you have never seen before. You're going to see activity from 2019, and you're going to be like, what the world are those spikes? We got all sorts of things, so definitely get ready for that. I want to welcome on everyone. So if you got Starlink, a couple moments of silence for those people, because you ain't gonna have any internet. Man, we're definitely at it. We're definitely working pretty hard over here. Should we just jump? I think we're gonna just jump right into the juice. I feel like that's the plan here. Let's jump right into the juice. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's jump right into the juice. All right. So we had from sunspot region 4299. We had an M8. I repeat, an M8 solar flare, which is pretty intense, near a X class. So that was of course pretty powerful. And of course we had a type 2 and type 4 radio emissions were registered along with coronal dimming, which are all typical signs of a CME was launched. Now, one of the imageries shows a faint halo CME, which for sure has a Earth-directed component. Welcome everyone to the stream. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We got a lot of stuff to get into here. This is pretty important. The CME has an estimated velocity of 850 kilometers per second, according to the SIDC, and suggests on December 8th to early December 9, right, we're going to have a G3, strong G3 geomagnetic storm watch for Tuesday the 9th, and it is definitely a slow CME, so this might be a very interesting storm. So again, people who have Starlink and people who have any sort of satellite-based internet, you're probably going to notice some issues now in the next few days specifically. A lot of people do struggle with that stuff, right? These massive CMEs, this is pretty big here. When these things hit, it impacts, yes, it causes auroras, but it definitely messes with satellites, and that could have big impacts with phones, technology, cars. In my opinion, cars do use satellite technology for, I think when you go in reverse or something like that. I don't know, I don't have a new car, but I think they do use that. Again, everything definitely gets affected by this stuff. In my opinion, it does. If a satellite gets affected, I'm sure cars and other technology will also be affected, specifically internet. So obviously, of course, this is definitely something pretty interesting here. Now, you would think an M8 was enough. As of recently, we got another couple M-class solar flares, which are, pretty strong as well, so they're definitely going to add to it. I don't think they'll be hitting us on the same time, but because of how short they were, maybe. Real-time solar activity, the sun right now, which, if you look at the sun right now, we have a big dark spot coming over here. This will be a coronal hole, potentially looks to be trans-equatorial coronal hole. And all this activity on the sun right now, it's supposed to be like this, right? It's supposed to look like what my mouse is on the bottom. This is all active right here, man. This is super active right here. And this is where the sunspot was. That was directly facing us, and that will be impactful. And it looks like we do have a coronal hole coming. But that will be the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll probably have it formed up. Because if you look at the coronal detection map, now we got something. It's a tiny dot. You can't even see it. But yes, definitely a major storm going on over here. Now, how this is interesting. Because yesterday we talked about how there was a massive earthquake. There was a 7.0 in Canada. It was right near Alaska. Now, interesting, right? Interesting. This solar flare happened, and people think, oh, it's not a big deal, right? The solar flare comes in, and if you look right here, this is the Gulf of Alaska. This is Alaska. This is Anchorage, Alaska, right? This is pretty much U.S. territory. I'm going to zoom in. Look at all the earthquakes and aftershocks we had after that 7.0. 150 earthquakes. Why that's not talked about, I don't know. That's insane right there. 150 earthquakes. That's insane. And let's look at the strongest earthquake we had. It was a 5.8 in Alaska. That's pretty tough, right? There's been so many earthquakes in Alaska. And if you look on the list right now, right, at the tippity top is Alaska. And then you're going to see a bunch of Alaska. There's been a lot. And we've been covering it. So definitely a lot of activity. And one of the things I've noticed, if I could find it, of course, is obviously the type 2 radio emission. We actually had a type 4 and a type 2. And where is it at? Right over here. The type 4 was probably near more over here, I think. So maybe it's moved and whatnot. Definitely an impact. I have noticed a lot of technological issues. I've noticed a lot of YouTube issues. I've noticed a lot of tech issues in general. I feel like there's been a lot of weird, tech glitches. I'm sure many of you have experienced those. Italian Schumann residents all correlate with the solar activity. They're quiet. Not much to talk about. Overall, of course, I do hope everybody is doing well. I'm super thankful for everyone who's watching. We had 1,100 subs. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on pushing. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. I really appreciate that. There is definitely a lot of things going on right now. It was breaking news that we had a geomagnetic storm watch. It looks like a lot of people are really starting to talk about this. The NOAA pretty much put out a G3 geomagnetic storm watch for December 9. And for those of you who don't know, a CME is an eruption of solar material and magnetic fields. When they arrive at Earth, a geomagnetic storm can result. And we expect it to be on December 9. So there'll be some limited minor effects to technological infrastructure. There might be some aurora and stuff like that. And in my opinion, I think this stuff all correlates. It all correlates. All right. I think the earthquakes we had, tech issues, volcanic activity, it all correlates. Because there has been also a massive, if I can find it, massive volcano. I don't know how to pronounce the name. It's like Kilauea or something like that. I'm really bad with the names. This eruption completely knocks out the camera. This is crazy. This is a massive, massive, definitely a massive volcano here. So we're getting lava shots, up to 100 feet in the air, which is insane. Appreciate that. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I'm so thankful for everyone who watches and watched. Thank you. Make sure everybody likes and subscribe. I really appreciate that. A lot of things going on. All right, think that might be about it. So I'm gonna go. I'm working on a massive video for the shoe in residence. I just did a 5-year backtrack since 2019. Part of it, we really just broke down all that data. So definitely a big thing right there. But overall, we really got into it. We put it all out there. Big storm coming. I appreciate everybody for watching. And yeah, definitely expect a lot of content, a lot of stuff. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.